Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. For everybody else, thank you for coming back and watching another episode. This video is sponsored by Comfort Linen, my Parkinson's sleep solution. Use the custom link in the description below to save on some of their bedding and sleep products designed to help get your mobility back in bed. Comfort Linen. Sleep better. This video is a follow-up to my Parkinson's supplement video that I made just over a year ago. And it's one I've been putting off for a little bit. Not because I didn't want to make it, it's just I didn't want to create the situation where I was like, hey, these are the supplements I take, and I think everybody should take them. And I didn't get any reactions like that from that video at all. And that was never my intention to have those reactions. I just got the general sense, and I understand why, because I suffer from Parkinson's disease as well, but I just got the general sense that a lot of people are looking for that silver bullet. You know, they want to knock Parkinson's right out of the park, with one simple quick fix. Whatever they're using at the moment just isn't working for them. And I get that. I'm totally empathetic to that because I feel that way too. I wish people would comment and leave me the best killer solution out there in the world. Unfortunately, it just hasn't happened, and I haven't found that killer solution either. Like from time to time, I'll find something, that I think helps my symptoms, like something I can actually measure and say, yes, this helped, rather than just like, some days I feel better than others while taking it. That's why I've hesitated to make this follow-up video. But as promised in the previous video, here's my update for vitamin B1 therapy. Basically what happened when I tried. So basically for about 2 to 3 months, I tried the high dose thiamine HCl therapy. And I built my dosages up and I got up to the higher doses. I don't know the exact reason why. It could be I didn't take it long enough, or take the right product, or consistent enough, or something else was interfering for it, or something else was interfering with it, but it didn't work. Gosh, I feel like I should apologize. And that's another reason I didn't want to make this video, is I didn't want to tell everyone it didn't work. As crazy as it may sound, I was hoping I would come back with a better result. And basically I found that the B1 got in the way of the other supplements that I was taking, that, I could say, yes, I feel better when I take this a little bit, so I'm going to keep taking it. So I cut some of the other ones out, but then my anxiety just went up and away. And the anxiety was so bad that I had to stop taking the B1. For some people it does seem to be helping. There's a video that's come out recently, and I'll put a link in the description below. It's an interview with the author Daphne Bryan, who did get benefit out of the high dose B1 therapy. And yeah, so there's a link in the description below to the YouTube video. There's a link in the description below to her book. I found it on Amazon, so I put that link down in the description below. And there's also a bit of research material if you want to read up on it a little bit. There is a fantastic group on Facebook about the B1. It's called Parkinson's Thiamine HCl, and they have a great group. So if you want to check that out, and that brings me to my next point. Before you start something, do your personal research. Since I posted the supplements video, I've had a great response from people. There's people leaving comments all the time, and I get to interact with a lot of people I might not have been able to. And I think that's fantastic. But what I've found is that people will comment and say, try this, look into this, try this, look into this. And I love those comments. Please keep them coming, because I am interested in anything at all that will help Parkinson's. If I find something that works, like proven, I will pass it on. So for those of you who did leave comments, I've looked into every suggestion. I really honestly have. And I just haven't done like a 5-minute Google search. There is a fantastic group on Facebook, the Parkinson's Research Interest Group, and I'll put that in the description below as well. And basically this is a group of people that have come together, and there are some amazing experts in this group. And you can go on to this group and you can search the history, which I usually do. Like when someone Like someone mentioned a little while ago about this amazing antioxidant. I read about it on the internet, and then of course I went to the Parkinson's Research Interest Group and I looked through the history and I found what I needed. There was a fantastic comment referencing a scholarly work that had been done some years ago. And that took a couple days to check it out. So I'm just telling you, keep the suggestions coming. Eventually, hopefully, we'll hit on something. I just want to let people know I do look these things up. I had such an amazing comment, and I couldn't find the answer in the research interest group, so I asked a question, and people just laid it out for me, using words I can understand. I have to be careful when I hear something like off the wall and it just sounds so amazing. I have to slow myself down. Dave, calm down. Dave, slow down. Let's check this out before we pass it on. I don't want to be the one pushing the big red button and go, hey, the sky is falling, when it's not falling at all. I do it too, right? I fall into that desperation category. My symptoms get so bad some days. Getting out of bed can take 5 minutes. It's just, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like if someone came to your door and said, take this, you'll feel better. You would take it, right? But you got to know what it is, what the history on it is. Have other people tried it in the past? And is the information that someone's feeding you actually true? Because I think there are people out there who will take advantage of us and our situation and use it against us. And I've got an example about that. A couple of years ago at work, a customer came in, and it was a really nice guy, and we had a good chat, and I got comfortable to the point of, he knew there was something wrong with me, so I shared the fact that, yeah, I had Parkinson's disease, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, right? And it was a regular conversation. And then a week or so later, he just randomly shows up at work and starts trying to sell me these medical patches. I don't remember all the details, but it was just, he's like, oh, we got to get rid of the inflammation first, and then we can make the Parkinson's go away. And I'm like, crazy person says what? I don't remember what these things cost, but I was like, I can't pay for that. He's like, oh, you don't want to make yourself better? So yeah, I think there are people out there that would try to take advantage of our situation. So I think we need to be careful about who we let in. We have to be careful with the information that people feed us, and we need to make sure that it's correct. So the next thing that I need to watch myself with, and that I feel like a lot of you guys would think about this too, is how much money is all of this going to cost per month, right? And with inflation, going the way it is, right? The price tag of these things has gone up, but also the price tag of my main medications have, multiplied almost 150%. So now I'm like, well, where do I cut back, right? Do I cut back on the medication? Do I cut back on the supplements? Some of these supplements do really help. Like the melatonin really does help me sleep at night. The creatine really does help. Like if I've had a big exercise day and I'm having trouble walking the next day, I take some creatine and it makes the water go into my muscles and they feel a lot better, right? It does help with the symptoms. The CEO Q10, since I've had my heart murmur, it hurts a little bit. And when I take these happy little pills, my heart doesn't hurt all the time anymore. So some of these do help with the symptoms, but does that mean they're defeating the Parkinson's? I don't think so. I think the Parkinson's just continues to do its happy little walk in the background, but does it mean that it's going away? Now, am I attacking the B1 therapy here? No, I've provided all the links and all the information to the B1 therapy, and to me, it does really look like it's helping some people. My pocketbook only goes so far. So when things get stretched, what do I cut out? Do I cut out the medication or do I cut out the supplements? Right? It's an interesting question to ask. And, I think we'll discuss that in the comments below. If someone wants to know what I think I'll answer down there. And then the next thing regarding the supplements is, do I share what I take with my doctor? Yes, actually I do. And I'm really glad I did, because when I showed my doctor a few years ago the magnesium, he's like, don't take this too much. It could affect your heart if you overdose on it. And so I cut it back, and it turned out I had a heart murmur. So I'm really glad I scaled back the magnesium L, because I didn't know I had a congenital heart murmur at the time. And I don't think the magnesiums hurt my heart because I don't take the maximum daily dose. I take actually quite a bit less than the maximum daily dose. You know, my restless legs at night, they really need the magnesium. I think for me, what I need to do for myself is find a set of supplements that works to help some of the symptoms. And I hope I haven't leaned one way too far versus the other. I think there is room in my treatment plan for supplements. The pills have never really been as crisp as the doctors thought they would be, and I don't know why, and they don't know why. It's just perhaps my metabolism is different. Everyone needs to find out what works best for them, because one thing I have discovered in this Parkinson's journey is we are all different. In some ways, it's just not a fair world, right? It's not a fair melting pot. We all melt down the pot a little differently. In some ways, that's good, and in some ways, that's bad. So I thank you for watching and supporting this channel. I hope we can all take this journey together. And I'm really interested to hear what your thoughts and feelings are. And if anyone's trying the high-dose HCl thiamine therapy, I'm very interested if it's working for you. You know, please leave a comment below. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.